Well, I see it as 5 o'clock, so let's see if we can start our meeting tonight. What a beautiful kind of late fall meeting time out there tonight. A little dark coming in and a little cooler. And I'd like to recognize that this is the last meeting of this council. And it's a bit sad, but a bit look forward looking too. So we'll and lots of changes going on around us. I went and had a quick meeting with Mayor Holder over in London this week and had some other meetings in Elgin County this week too. So I think we're moving forward in a great way with what our neighborhood can look like in the next little while. This is the 39th meeting of the 142nd Council of the Corporation of the City of St. Thomas. And on line with us tonight, we have Councillor Baldwin Sands, who is doing the right thing and keeping her cold at her house rather than bringing it to our house. So thank you, Laurie, for being online with us tonight. And Mark is not able to join us tonight. So first thing is any disclosures of interest from any of the members? Seeing none, we'll move on to minutes.
I have a motion that the minutes of the meetings held on November 7th and 8th, 2022 be confirmed. Moved by Councillor Peters, seconded by Councillor Herbert.
Questions or comments on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Next.
Council will now resolve itself into committee of the whole to deal with the following business. First order business under strategic direction and development. First item relates to the draft plan of condominium approval for Prespa Sales and Rentals Limited at 15 Flora Street. I have a motion that report PD 5422 relating to the plan of condominium approval file 34 CDM 22503 and a request to have a condominium description for the same file number exempted from the requirements of the Planning Act be received for information, and further that council approve pursuant to section 9 of the Condominium Act the request to exempt the condominium description for file 34 CDM 22503 from the provisions of section 51 and 51.1 of the Planning Act as amended, as would normally apply to it under subsection 9 sub 2 of the Condominium Act. Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Rymal.
Discussions or comments? Councillor Clark?
Thank you, Your Worship. Not on the report, but just for clarification, where is the entrance? Will it be coming off of Flora and also using the alleyway there? I'm just trying to look at the red outline.
City Manager, do you have that? I saw Mr. Pompili here earlier, but he's here? Okay. Well, Mr. Pompili, I have to look at the right screen and then I see your smiling face.
Thank you, Your Worship. And through you to Councillor Clark, there are two entrances. There's the one entrance right off of Flora Street, and there's another entrance off to the rear.
Okay. For other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. And I'll be watching for your hand tonight too, Councillor Baldwin Sands. All right, next item.
Next item under this committee is an application by Doug Terry Limited for a zoning bylaw amendment to remove a holding zone symbol. I have a motion that report PD 5622 relating to the amendment to the city zoning bylaw to remove the holding zone symbol from lands within the Miller's Pond Phase 5 Stage 2 subdivision 34T 21502 be received for information, and further that the application by Doug Terry Limited for an amendment to the city of St. Thomas zoning bylaw to remove the holding symbol be approved and staff be authorized to prepare an amending bylaw. And further, notice of council's intention to pass an amending bylaw to remove a holding symbol from zoning bylaw 50-88 as amended be given pursuant to Ontario Regulation 545/06. Moved by Councillor Wookey, seconded by Councillor Rymal.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried.
Your Worship, unless there are any further items from the members under this committee, We'll now move into community engagement and services. First item relates to a request for additional funding for the Health Recruitment Partnership Initiative and Incentive Grant. I have a motion that report ADM 3022 relating to the Health Recruitment Partnership Initiative be received for information, and further that additional funding in the amount of up to $25,000 for health recruitment activities be approved, and further that a bylaw be prepared to enter into a health recruitment partnership agreement with Dr. Stephen Ryu for the provision of $33,000 in HRP in this incentive funding. Moved by Councillor Baldwin Sands, seconded by Councillor Wookey.
Questions or comments? Councillor Wookey.
Thank you, Your Worship. In the time that I've been on council, I can think of very few initiatives that get this much bang for the buck, and how important this is for us, you know, with the emergency wait times being 20 hours and all that kind of stuff. Like this has been one of my favorite programs we've ever done in the city. And so I strongly support this granting of money. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wookey. Further questions or comments? Seeing none. All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Thank you.
Your worship, unless there are any further items from the members under community engagement and services, we'll now move into infrastructure and civic operations. And nothing on the agenda at this time unless there are any items from the members. Seeing none, your worship. Now we move into corporate governance and administration. First item relates to integrity commissioner services. I have a motion that report CC 1722 regarding integrity commissioner services be received for information, and further the council direct administration to engage the firm of Aird Bearless to provide integrity commissioner services for the city of St. Thomas, and further the council confirmed the use of the provincial ombudsman for closed meeting complaints and investigations. Moved by Councillor Kohler, seconded by Councillor Rymal.
Questions or comments? Councillor Wookey and then Councillor Clark.
Thank you, Your Worship. Assuming this is passed, I just want to thank Mark McDonald for his service to the city. Outstanding person to deal with, and was excellent in the role, and wish him all the best. And I look forward to seeing him out on the golf course. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Clark.
I was just hoping that at the hourly rate that these lawyers work quickly.
I thought exactly the same thing when I read the report. Thank you, Councillor Clark. Further questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Are there any opposed? That's carried. Thank you.
Your worship, unless there are any further items from the members under corporate governance and administration, council will now reconvene into regular session. I have a motion that the recommendations, directions, and actions of council and committee of the whole, as recorded in the minutes of this date, be confirmed, ratified, and adopted. Moved by Councillor Rymal, seconded by Councillor Herbert.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried.
Your worship, no reports of committees this evening, no petitions and communications on the agenda.
What an efficient group.
I believe Councillor Rymal may have a.
Councillor Rival? You have unfinished or new business?
Yeah, I have to stand. Anyway, this is my last council meeting, and I want to thank everyone for their help. It's been my honor and privilege to serve the city of St. Thomas on council. And I wish the new council all the best. You know, good luck in all your endeavors. You have an awesome group of councillors to help you, plus an awesome staff to help as well. And I also want to say that, you know, during my time, the staff have been most respectful and put up with some of my many comments and questions. So anyway, I appreciate it very much, and thank you all very much.
Councillor Peters.
Thanks, Your Worship. I like that you stood up, because that's the way it used to be in here. You'd stand up, you'd raise your hand and you'd ask the question. But I just wanted to just offer some of my own remarks, Your Worship, to Joan and to Mark. And Mark in his absence tonight, just to say thanks to Mark for stepping forward with the untimely passing of former Councillor Tinlin. And Mark did an outstanding job of just stepping in, and it was like he didn't miss a beat from when he had been here previously. To Councillor Rymal, I really want to say thanks on a number of fronts. You've been a great advocate for a number of issues. There's one thing that has really struck me about you in working with you for the past 4 years is that you remind me so much of former Mayor Janet Golding. And I say that in a very positive way because her worship had this uncanny ability to pull out a piece of paper from 10 years ago and remind us collectively of what we had talked about on a previous occasion. And you always came so prepared for a meeting. And I really appreciate that. And I wish you and your family all the best in your own future endeavors. Thanks.
Councillor Rymal, I also will stand because this is almost celebratory. First of all, I'll say the same kind words Councillor Peters said about Councillor Burgess, who was not able to be here tonight and who filled in just right for Mark Tinlin on Mark's passing. And of course, Councillor Wookie, we thank you for joining us on the passing of Councillor Stevenson during this term. But Joan, I'm sorry, Councillor Rymal, it has been an incredible honor to serve with you here in St. Thomas. What Councillor Peters said comes second from all of us. You're prepared every night for what we have to do here. And sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not, but you are always prepared to do it. This has been such an exciting term of council. The great things we moved along in this community with this group through, what's the phrase? Hell or high water, I guess. We got a lot of things done through COVID, through passing of two of our members, and an awful lot of growth in this community in a positive way. And we could not have done it. And I think some of the things that you've started will carry on for the next decade. And we'll be able to say, remember when Joan started that, or remember when Joan got that done? So I want to thank you. And we have a couple gifts for you too. Parting gifts. I feel like Don Pardo now. But, we have I'm going to try and stay near a microphone and then come over there. Graydon Lang has been doing these jumbo pictures in the style of other local artists. This is a Clark McDougall style of his jumbo. And we thought, what a fitting thing to give to a councillor, because elephants never forget. And I don't think we're ever going to forget what you have done, Joan. So if I could get you to come up, that would be best. Now, I'm told to watch it. It might still be a little damp, so be careful to hold it around the edge. We're going to let Sandra take a picture. Okay, now don't go anywhere. We also have one of the Gold St. Thomas pins that we give to our best award winners and our best citizens. And if someone from being a councillor, the work you've done can deserve that, I don't know who can. And then just a nice certificate from us also saying thank you for what you've done. And please come and visit anytime you want. We'll still throw you out at the closed sessions, but please come. Thank you.
We need to make sure she's at the ribbon cutting for the animal shelter. Your
Yeah,
worship.
oh, yeah, no, front and center for that.
Your worship, if there are no further items under new business from the members.
I have an item under new business. Do you know what else happens tonight? Street parking stops if you don't have a permit. It is our overnight street parking night, November 15th. And so we would like to remind all between 3 and 6, we don't really care where you put your car, but it can't stay on a city street if you don't have a permit. And if you've forgotten up till today, then I would hurry in and get a permit tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, Counselor Herbert.
Thank you. I got to ask a question. If we could just get a clarification on the tree lighting on Friday and the Santa Claus parade
Oh.
on Saturday, just that it is coming and the fire truck coming Friday night too. Just, you can do that, your worship.
Did you see there was snow in the air yesterday, Counselor Herbert? You now know we're ready for Santa to arrive. And so you're right, Friday night here at the tree lighting in front of City Hall. Santa will arrive on, if indeed our fire services are free at that time, will arrive on a fire truck and spend some time making kids' wishes come true. And we'll sing some Christmas carols and hand out some hot chocolate. And then the next night, the Optimist Club of St. Thomas is Santa Claus Parade for the first time in a couple of years. We've been able to actually have a live parade down Talbot Street. Quite looking forward to what the Optimist Club has put forward for us for Saturday night also. You're very welcome.
Seeing no further items, your worship, we'll now move into bylaws. I have motion that leave be granted to bring in 2 bylaws. Moved by Counselor Kohler, seconded by Counselor Clark.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried.
I have a motion by Counselor Kohler, seconded by Counselor Clark, that the bylaws be now read a first time, referred to council and committee of the whole, and read a second time.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried.
First bylaw, please.
First bylaw is a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the council meeting held on the 14th day of November, 2022.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is carried. Next bylaw, please.
Second of 3 bylaws is a bylaw to authorize the mayor and clerk to execute and affix the seal of corporation to a certain agreement between the city and Dr. Stephen Ryu. This relates to health recruitment partnership funding of $33,000.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is carried. And last bylaw, please.
Third bylaw is a bylaw to provide for drainage works in the city of St. Thomas. This relates to the Mills Drain.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? That is carried. Your worship, I rise to successfully report the successful passing of 3 bylaws. Thank you.
Great.
I have a motion by Counselor Clark, seconded by Kohler, seconded by Counselor Clark, that the report of council and committee of the whole on the 3 bylaws be received and adopted. The same be read a third time, engrossed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried.
Your worship, no public notice or notices of motion this evening. At this time, I have a motion for adjournment. Moved by Counselor Baldwin Sands, seconded by Counselor Peters.
All right, before I call for the vote, I'd like to again say thank you to this group. What a great 4 years this has been. When we meet again in this room, it will be with 2 new counselors who are eagerly waiting to fill in, but that will be next. And I will look forward to this city moving forward in the same way. And so the inaugural meeting will take place next Monday night, more ceremonial than actual work. Oaths of office will be taken or have been taken, and we'll be presenting what we're looking forward to in the next 4 years. So on adjournment, all those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried.